Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat, and guess who's back? Me. Yes, after a possibly 3-day live chat hiatus or hiatus, whatever you want to call it, however you want to pronounce it, I am back. And hello, I hope you've had a fabulous few days. I did post 2 videos yesterday, one on Harry and of course one on Meghan with the open letter, which was put forward by Lynch. And of course we have a development on that story. So that's what this live chat is going to be about. We're going to be talking about Meghan, who has personally phoned to thank Labour MP Holly Lynch for that open letter of support. And of course, that letter was eventually signed by 72 female politicians. So we're going to be talking about that. But first of all, I want to find the chat room and see how everyone is. So let me just open that up. Right, I can see a few comments on the screen whizzing by, so I'll just wait for my computer to catch up with itself. Here I am, right. Let's see who's about. I do hope, well, I should think that notifications are going out. So I'm hoping we'll have quite a few people here looking. Right, hello, I can see you all. Hello in the room. I can see all the hellos. Yes, Kelly, I am wearing the fringe tiara today. The tiara that the Queen got married in. There we go. Darlene says, I've watched the other videos and they are well done and timely as always. Thank you. I do take it you're referring to my videos. Karen says, I just loved that people are giving them so much support. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. And Ablaze says, you're in a cab heading to a meeting. Well, I hope you have a good journey. Yes, hello, Mr. Fringe Tiara, indeed. And Nintendo YouTuber says, hi, Royal Reviewer, I follow your videos always, and I'm a huge fan. Well, thank you indeed. And Cappy says, hi, loved your coverage. This open letter was so heartwarming. Well, I thought the only way to cover that letter was to just read it. I mean, you know, the letter kind of speaks for itself. It kind of speaks volumes that level of support had been offered by MPs, you know, members of parliament. These are the people that make the laws in our country, in the UK. So I thought it was, you know, there's no point waffling on about it in terms of, you know, opinion this, opinion that. The best thing to have done with that video that I made yesterday was just to read it and just show exactly what it said. So that's what I did. Barbara says, nice to see you are wearing the tiara. It's beautiful. It is indeed. Sharona says, what do I think of Catherine patching things? Oh, that story's a load of rubbish. How on earth did he know that she said that? I mean, come on. Seriously. No, load of rubbish. So that story's not even on my agenda. Thank you very much. Alicia, same thing. That story is not even on my agenda because definitely not true. H. London says, at last the tide is turning. I am so glad. And Pian says, you're so positive with your news. Thank you. Do I think they'll leave England? No. For a holiday? Yes. I mean, certainly when they do have this extended sort of time off, I do think that they will leave the country for some of that time to perhaps go to the States, maybe, or elsewhere. But like I said before, with the whole time out thing, you know, they shouldn't be having to have time out because of what the media is doing to them. That's wrong. However, we can't escape that, you know, the media has done what they've done to them. And, you know, I think a little bit of time out might be good. However, I don't think it's time off from royal duties that they need. They're fine with the royal duties, all the engagements and all the work they're doing. They're fine with that. They do not need time out from being overworked from all of the royal duties. They are handling that like a boss. Seriously, they really are. What they actually need the time out from is the horrible media garbage that's being done to them. So really, I said this before, time out is not really going to work unless the media are also on board and are going to actually give them a bit of a break. So, you know, and we've already seen all these stories about where they're going to go and all this, that and the other. So if they have this time off and the media just follows them around, doing all the same kind of stories that they did when they were actually supposed to be on holiday in the summer, then it's not going to work. In my opinion, they may as well just not have the time off if the media is going to just follow them around and do exactly what they did during the summer. So, you know, it is what it is, I'm afraid, in that situation. I just hope that the media kind of do choose to do the right thing this time. But, you know, we all know what's probably likely to happen, don't we? DZN Cats for me says, hi all. I have been away doing house renovations. Oh, I've been doing mine too. Snap. Snap, snap, snap. Cindy says, I would like to see the people make a law for the media. They are certainly dead. Well, I mean, we do have in the UK certain laws around, but it's also this thing about free speech. And unfortunately, that does include, you know, lies. But, you know, in the UK, we still have sort of libel and slander laws. So if you can put a case together to do libel or slander, that kind of thing, defamation of character, then you can approach it that way. You know, which is kind of what Harry and Meghan are doing, I suppose. Jackie J says, I also saw an interview with her talking about her phone call with Duchess Meghan on Twitter. It was awesome. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in a moment. Darlene says, Vicky Arbiter, Dickie Arbiter's daughter, and fellow journalist, mentioned in an article about the Cambridge court sending leaks about Harry to all reporters. I was surprised. No, I really don't think so. Why on earth would they do that? And to be honest, Dickie Arbiter has not worked with the royal family for what? It's going on 20 years. I mean, seriously. You know, most of the people that he knew from the palace days are gone, long gone. So no, those two, I'm afraid, just ride off the coattails. And seriously, no, just no. Florida Island Girl says, oh, we're not talking about that one. No. Kathy says, yes, they are taking time off. They are not leaving the monarchy. These ridiculous backseat drivers are out of hand. Fran says, you're showing your hairy chest. Oh, I am indeed. Look. Angelic says, just got the notification. What did I miss? Oh, nothing yet. We haven't got to the main story. What advice would I have for Meghan and Harry? Ooh, now that's a tough one because, I mean, you know, it is a fairly unique situation in modern day context. You know, royals have been abused in the past, but we're in a modern day context with all social media, which makes it different. Then we have, of course, the racial element. We have the very different way as well that, you know, the different cultures in terms of the American culture, and we have the British culture. So we've got two kind of cultures colliding. Advice, let me see. I would definitely say, you know, riding it out is probably a good thing. However, that doesn't mean expecting things not to change. I do think that we are at a point where there does need to be change, and certainly I think the change needs to come from the media. I've spoken about it before, how it's in the culture that it's almost, you know, accepted that the media build people up and then knock them down for our entertainment, basically. And I think, you know, it's taken for Meghan to come into to kind of break it down a bit and make people realise that actually it's not okay and that things do need to change. And I'm hoping that the media will kind of just do it by themselves, but I'm a bit doubtful of that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the court cases. It shouldn't have to come to that, but it has. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But in terms of advice, I definitely think carry on doing what they're doing with the royal engagements. That's what I mean by riding it out. Just continue to do their own thing, because what they're doing in their own way is fine. It's really good. They're doing really, really good, positive work. They're empowering people. They're raising money. They're doing everything that a working royal should do. It's just all the gumph around them that needs to change. So I would say my main advice would be try and remain strong. Try and remain in control. Keep being that boss that you are. And just try and be a steady sailing ship through all these choppy waters, because eventually you will reach calm waters and everything will be okay. I'm convinced everything will be okay in the end. So I would say remain strong, remain steady, remain on course, and remain helping all the people and supporting all the charities and just doing your own thing. That would be my main advice at this stage. Mikhail says, "We wouldn't. Why wouldn't they realise something needed to change when Diana died?" Well, it did. It did change. There was a change. I mean, if you think the culture is bad now, go back to before Diana died. It was worse. It was arguably it was worse, and it did change. There was a lot more, control around the reporting of children, um, famous people's children, royal children, but there were deals done. There were deals done with the press to say that largely, if you leave the kids alone, that you will get these kind of what you'd probably call like first moments, or the all the important moments of their life. You would get a glimpse of slightly. So, first days of school, graduations, periodic times throughout the year, Christmas cards, that kind of thing. So, so there was definitely deals done behind the scenes, and that's how it was kind of resolved. But it was worse. Things did change after Diana passed away, because the level of privacy that the children enjoyed growing up, I'm talking about William and Harry, that they enjoyed themselves, was not like that pre-Diana. And that's just the truth. Mary says, "Great advice, thank you." Well, I think it's the only advice. It's the most logical advice, to be quite honest. But like I say, that doesn't mean not to expect change. Sean says, "Diana's days only changed the paparazzi access to the royals, and as the kids, yes, most definitely. So there was a big change, but things have kind of slipped and regressed a little bit." Yes, those deals were for William. Oh no, it was for Harry as well. It was for Harry as well. But you're probably talking about those stories like when he dressed up in the Halloween costumes and things, and those kinds of things would not have been part of the deal. It would have been things like, if you see them out shopping or that kind of thing. But if they come tumbling out of nightclubs, I mean, to be fair, if there's press there and it's like it's a celebrity club and they come tumbling out, I mean, you kind of expect to get papped a little bit. So there is a little bit of personal responsibility that has to be put in there as well, just for balance. But no, largely in terms of the privacy of their childhood, post Diana, it was largely, the press weren't that intrusive in exchange for, all of the important moments of their life, a glimpse of. Miriam says, "Thanks for clearing that up. You are more than welcome." Okay, right. I'm going to move on to the actual story of what I came here for. So, of course, you saw that 72 female MPs had signed an open letter, which was, of course, spearheaded by Labour MP Holly Lynch. So, Holly Lynch has actually revealed that she was stunned when Meghan called to thank her personally. So, obviously, Meghan knew about this. Why wouldn't you? And she did actually take the time and the trouble and the courtesy to personally ring her and thank her, which I thought was lovely. So Holly told ITV, "She was calling to thank myself and other women MPs for standing with her and sending her the open letter to say that we, as women in the public office, absolutely understand what she is going through. And although in very different public roles, we stand with her in solidarity to say that we shouldn't be tearing down women in public life through the press or otherwise." So she was pleased to have seen that letter. So there we go. It wasn't a waste of time. It was actually read and picked up by Meghan. She added that she was very concerned about the incredibly sexist coverage of the Duchess. "She is here. She has married our prince. They got a young son. We want to welcome her to our society. and I am afraid not all of the articles in our national press reflect that, and it's time that stops, she said. So others who also put their name to the letter included such as Liberal Democrat MPs Angela Smith and Conservative Tracy Crouch. So I'm going to read a little bit more of an extract of that letter, just in case you haven't seen my previous video. So as women, or I should say female MPs of political persuasions, we wanted to express our solidarity with you in taking a stand against the often distasteful and misleading nature of the stories printed in our national newspapers concerning you, your character and your family. On occasions, stories and headlines have represented an invasion of your privacy and have sought to cast aspersions about your character without any good reason as far as we can see. Even more concerning still, we are calling out what can only be described as outdated colonial undertones to some of these stories. As women members of Parliament from all backgrounds, we stand with you in saying it cannot be allowed to go unchallenged. Although we find ourselves being women in public life in a very different way to you, we share an understanding of the abuse and intimidation which is now so often used as a means of disparaging women in the public office from getting on with the very important work. With this in mind, we expect the national media to have the integrity to know when a story is in the national interest and when it is seeking to tear a woman down for no apparent reason. You have our assurances that we stand with you in solidarity on this. We will use the means at our disposal to ensure that our press accept your right to privacy and show respect, and that their stories reflect the truth. So that was the letter. Now, the sentence that kind of got to me was actually, we will use the means at our disposal. So, of course, these are MPs, and they can put forward debates. So they can actually put forward these sorts of issues to be debated in Parliament, which could eventually, once it goes through all kind of processes, could be the basis to form either a new law or an amendment to existing laws which cover the press and their activity. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to be seeing a specific Meghan related law that's just going to be aimed at Meghan or even the royal family, but in the wider context, I can see possibly there being proposals put forward by MPs in Parliament to get a more widespread change, perhaps around privacy laws. I'm thinking maybe privacy laws and kind of, in particular, show respect and that their stories reflect the truth. Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to get very far with ensuring the press show respect. However, I do think they have something to go at with reflecting the truth, because, of course, that's what reporters should do. They should just tell the truth. They shouldn't make up lies just to create stories to make money. So I can expect something coming up in Parliament regarding potential changes or amendments to laws in this country. I have a donation. A Davis, $5 who says, "Great job. Please check the PO box and Patreon messages. Thanks." Costumes tomorrow. Yes, well, hopefully I'm going to be doing a Halloween costume. But obviously I'm out tomorrow. I've got to tell you, I'm out. I'm doing something spooky. So you'll see a little bit of what I'm doing in my weekly vlog. But I'm going to dress up, I think, for my Saturday live chat. By the way, thank you for your kind donation. I'll do that. Give you a big fan flap. And I did check my PO box on Sunday, and there were some letters, but there wasn't any packages. So I'll probably go again on Saturday, Saturday or Sunday, to check my PO box. So thank you so much. Right, let's kind of go down. Kathy says, yes, change laws about totally false stories. I mean, don't ask me how they're going to do it. I don't know how those amendments would come about. But I do think that possibly some may be put forward for, I think, first of all, debate. I think they'll probably put forward something for debate, which could go into possibly law changes. Sean says, the royal reporters must be very afraid right now. Kudos and applause to the MPs. Well, you see, this is where the real change can happen. You know, people think that the Queen can, you know, change things like this. No, it's the MPs. The MPs are the ones that have the power, the elected members of parliament for this country. They are the people that can actually make the change. So, so yes, I'm hoping that something may happen. Kathy says, "Oh my goodness, I'll be watching tomorrow. Love your channel. Thank you." And Mona Lisa Smile says, "Notice how Holly uses the words outdated colonial undertones." Well, yes, I mean, you know, outdated colonial undertones has got to refer to racism. It can't, in my mind, it can't refer to anything else. I think she was trying to say it as politically correct as she possibly could without actually saying racism, and you know, but I think everyone understands what she's saying there. Outdated colonial undertones must mean racism. It's got to. I can't possibly think that it would mean anything else. So yes, I think, you know, short of actually using the racism word, I think that's what she's saying in that phrase. Most definitely. Tell me if you think she's not. But I think she most definitely is. Florida Island Girl says, "Proud of the MP." And Shona says, "Has anyone sent Christmas cards to the Royals? I sent 2 a few weeks ago." Oh, no, you can't do it too early, because usually if you leave it too late, it takes ages to get a reply. So you're probably on time, but you might not get a reply maybe until after Christmas. Like, seriously, it sometimes takes a long time. Sam says, "That's a very good thing. I like what Meghan's done in calling Holly Lynch." Well, I mean, if someone's done something nice for you, it's only polite to say thank you, isn't it, my loves? It just shows, you know, good manners. Cindy says, "MPs is military police here." Oh, right. I wondered if I would be right to say that. Loved you on Instagram. Thank you. Yes, MP probably means something different wherever you may be. But yes, an MP is Member of Parliament here in the UK. So we shorten that to MP or MPs. DeWalt says, "Yes, it is racist in overtones, undertone, and all other tones on both sides of the Atlantic." Yes, most definitely. Jeanette says, "Love your channel. I will tune in tomorrow." Oh, I'm not dressing up tomorrow. No, it'll be Saturday. Unless I've got my days wrong and it's Friday today. No, I'll be dressing up Saturday, but I am going to be doing something for my weekly vlog tomorrow. That will be updated on Sunday, I should say. Granny Linda says, "It's about time the government put a stop to false stories. It should be against the law." And Live, Love and Laugh says, "Remember when the bullying got so bad we all came on this channel to talk about it?" Oh my goodness, don't. Yes, I do, unfortunately. Miriam says, "Colonialism is a good picture illustration for people to understand the spirit of what's been going on." Sharona says, "Is your top black or dark purple?" It's kind of like a maroon. Can you see better if I do that? It's kind of like a maroony colour with little flecks of black in it. It's new. It's new, people. Sorry if I'm skipping some comments. Alicia says, "I'm going to write a letter to William and Catherine and Harry and Meghan and the Queen and Prince Charles." Go for it. Totally go for it. Liv Luna says, "MP is a representative or senator." Yes, it's kind of the same thing. Yes. Stephanie Joy says, "Just got here. Hello. Hello and welcome." John Pilling says, "My loves. Elliot, are you going all Kim Wood?" Yes, my love. Yes, my loves, I am. Don't start with me. Yes, I've gone all Kim Woodburn on you. Oh, by the way, if you want to laugh, check out Kim Woodburn on Instagram and Twitter. Oh, icon. Total icon. I'll type her name in so you can see. So it's Kim Woodburn. She's the one who did the cleaning program. You know, with the big gloves and the hair up, the blonde hair in the ponytail. Oh, fabulous. Right, so check out Kim Woodburn on Instagram and Twitter. Fabulous. She'll give you a good laugh, I tell you, my loves. Right. Cindy says, "I watched the Prince Charles documentary. It was good." Yes. Fabulous. And I can't wait for the next instalment, which should be tomorrow, Thursday. So I did talk about that in my Saturday chat. So if you wanted to hear about me talk about that, it is there. My review is in there somewhere. So I will be watching the next one. and of course I will be telling you all about that. But the next one should be good because it's when Prince Charles gets a little bit emotional when he watched the playback of William talking about succeeding him as Duke of Cornwall. So that should be quite a moving and touching one. D. Waltz thinks it's aubergine. Ooh, I don't know. I just liked it. I just thought it was a good autumn colour. Natalia R says, please share your secret. How are you getting so skinny? Oh, well, I don't know. Look at this. I've not had this for years. Look, my goodness. Now, that's a waste. Snatched, as I think they say. Snatched. I've been absolutely snatched. So yeah. Right, my secret for losing weight. Well, I spoke about it a bit in my Patreon only chat. So I might speak about it some more in my patrons only chat. So if you don't know, Patreon is an app and a website, so you can download it. I'll type in the name. It's Patreon. So it's Patreon. And like I say, it's an app and a website. And if you go onto there and type in Royal Reviewer, you'll see my Patreon page. You can join. It is a subscription site, so I think the minimum is $6, so it's $6 a month, and I do a weekly Friday night patrons only chat where I talk about my life and weight loss and the house renovations and anything you guys want to talk about. It is a more intimate and personal space, so if you join now, before I send out the link, because I always send out a link to that chat, then obviously you will get that link for Friday. But obviously if you join after then, you'll have to wait until next week to get access to next week's chat. That's how it works. So yes, there's still time to join. You can join, and of course I will do my Patreons only chat on Friday at 9 p.m. GMT. So that's the time I go live, and notifications are not sent out. I know some Patreons were saying I didn't get a notification. No, YouTube won't send out notifications for unlisted videos. So you'll have to be there at 9 p.m. GMT if you want to catch it live. Right, Gail says, just got here, looking great in a V-neck, thank you. Jackie J says, I love the Patreon chats. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for, of course, being a Patreon. Candice Baveri says, great news. I'm so glad that Meghan's phone call has hit the news. One in the eye for the nasty people out there. And Romeo says she deserves all the support and we love her. We do indeed. And Kathy says, I would love to see the royal family come out and do an event with the Sussexes to show solidarity. I know they don't respond to stories. It would be great to see. Well, that I can agree with. I mean, okay, they are kind of limited on what they can say, but the monarchy is full of symbolism. You know, the Queen is a prime example of how to use symbolism really, really well to show support for things. And I do think that, you know, perhaps an engagement between Harry and William, or, you know, all of them together, I'm sure they could come up with something they could do. I do think it would be good. To do, I mean, even if it is just to kind of shut people up, I do think it would show solidarity. It would. So, but of course we have the Remembrance Sunday service coming up in November, so they will all be out in force, hopefully. Hopefully then, unless of course maybe that could overlap on their 6 weeks off. I don't think it will, but yes, we can probably expect all of them to be together then. Unique K says, I like the way how you said snatched. Yes, looking snatched. Elizabeth Regina is eating Halloween candy. Woohoo! Get in there. Am I eating a lot of plant-based food? Not necessarily. No, I haven't gone vegan or anything like that, no. No, definitely not. Yes, I've definitely cut out some lemon drizzle. Mona Lisa Smile says, I remember Kim Woodburn versus Colleen Nolan. Oh, don't, my loves. Ooh, ooh, yes, that was, ooh, yes. We like a bit of that one going on. Betsy says, become a vegetarian. Oh, no, I like meat, my loves. I'm not giving up my sausage. No way. Right, Cindy says, he's the king of the pattern. And Liz Mom says, is it official that the Sussexes are taking a break? Well, I do think so. I mean, we've not had, like, I don't think we've had an official, I don't think they're going to come out and say, we are taking 6 weeks off. But all of the sources, every source, including some fairly reliable ones, are all pretty convinced that they are going to take some time off, possibly 6 weeks, before Christmas. So yes, I mean, that's got to be soon. Could be kind of mid-November to mid-December. But we do think that they are going to take some time out. But like I've said earlier in this chat, if you've just joined, you have to go back and watch my comments on it. But it's only ever going to work if they actually get some time off from all the nonsense that's going on. So otherwise, they may as well just not bother. They may as well just carry on. So yes. If you want to catch my comments on that, it's earlier in the video. Live, Love and Laugh says, the Queen's dresser put a photo of the Queen smiling with her hands in her pockets. Guess what? People are bashing. Oh, what? No, not that photo. I've seen that photo years ago. No, that's a fine photo. And by the way, I have that book. And I'm going to read it. And I am going to be doing a full review because there's lots of little comments and snippets coming out from it. But I am going to do a video where I kind of collate all that and talk about that book. So I will be doing a review. Yes, Angela Kelly and the Queen are best friends indeed. No, the Queen looked good with her hands in her pockets. That photo's old. I've seen that photo years ago, I'm sure. Unless you're talking about a brand new one, but I'm sure I've seen. Is it where she's in that white gown? Not gown, like a white dress. I think it's where she's in like a white dress with like embellishments. I'm sure it's that one. Bethany Gold says the Queen wore the dress and brooch she wore to Harry and Meghan's wedding the day after their first wedding anniversary. There you go, symbolism in action, support in action. Just people don't notice it because they don't look and use their eyes. People are bashing it now. Well, they're too late because it's been out years. So I'm going to give the people bashing the Queen with her hands in her pockets a black fan flap. And they are late to the party because that photo's been out ages. Selk Sebo says, I love my sausage also. I'm not giving up sausage, my loves, just to lose a few pounds. No. Live, Love and Laugh says, yes, she's in a white dress with some embellishments. Well, it's old. I've seen that yonks ago. Seriously. Kathy Bolter says, I love the royals and it hurts to see fellow American Meghan be pilloried in the British media for clicks. Meghan has also gotten great press in the USA. She's a good person and doesn't deserve this. Exactly. Alicia says, random, but don't you think baby Archie looks exactly like Lady Louise? Ooh, I haven't noticed. I think he looks like Harry, for sure. Elizabeth Vagina says, Queen can do anything she wants. She does indeed set the trends. And now everybody will be walking with their hands in their pockets. Most definitely. Okay, lots of people liking sausage. Well, who doesn't? Yes, it's very cold where I am in Shropshire. And Alicia says, okay, I know this is random. Oh, I've read that one. Have you posted that one twice? Cindy says, your house is responsible for your weight loss. Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, I have been doing quite a lot with the house, yes. Okay, Alicia, I will try and find comparables between Lady Louise as a baby and Archie. John Pilling says, Angela Kelly has a new book out. Yes, she does. Photo of the Queen is just featured in the book. Yes, it's not a new photo. I think I've seen that photo in her previous book. I'm sure it's in her previous book, Dressing the Queen, which I also have. So yes. Right, how are we doing? Right, I think I'm going to go now, my loves. I think we've spoken about everything that I want to today. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on social media, and also do hit that bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please remember to subscribe to the channel, and it's not too late to join Patreon, Royal Reviewer on Patreon, to get my exclusive patrons only Friday night chat at 9 PM GMT. So, from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.